So there are hundreds and hundreds of rankings out there claiming to be the definitive list of the best podcasts of all time. And on those lists, you're more than likely to find the same names appearing time and time again. So to avoid just making another samey list with Joe Rogan at number 1, today we're going to be making a slightly different sort of ranking. We asked 5 people in the office for their top 5 podcasts, and we've collated them into 25 that you might want to try out. So here are 25 of the best podcasts you might not know about. Before we kick off though, I just wanted to let you know about the Audio Insider newsletter. It's chock full of brilliant articles and videos from across the audio industry, and regularly shares discounts with platforms such as Radio.co and Matchmaker FM. Plus, there's loads of updates and news across the audio industry, so you'll always be in the loop with the latest trends. Head to the link in our bio to sign up today and to access this month's discounts. Number 1, Commode and Mayo's Take. LTL, FTE, hello to Jason Isaacs, Tickety Tonk, and Down with the Nazis. Don't worry, I haven't gone mad. If you haven't heard of any of these sayings, you've never likely listened to Mark Commode and Simon Mayo's Take. Originally starting life on BBC Radio 5 Live, their latest incarnation of their podcast provides the greatest film reviews, movie news, and dad jokes in the podcast sphere. Every episode is like a warm hug with a cup of tea on a Sunday afternoon whilst your 2 dads in the corner bicker. Also, if you two get infuriated by popcorn noise and phone viewers in the cinema, this could be your jam. Number 2, Anatomy of a Stalker. This true crime podcast is not one to be missed. Did you know nearly 4% of the UK experience stalking in a year? Well, journalist Ruchira Sharma seeks to understand why by getting into the mind of a stalker. Who are the people who stalk? What are their motivations? In this pod, she speaks to not just the survivors of stalking, but stalkers themselves to really get to the bottom of this terrifying crime. Number 3, the newsagents. It's such an unfortunate time to be a news podcast right now, as the news these days is just so boring. Obviously not. If your head is as scrambled as mine, then let me introduce you to the Newsagents, hosted by Emily Maitlis, John Sopel, and Lewis Goodall. This global original podcast mostly focuses on the UK and US news, but more recently has analysed news on a more global scale. Each presenter has heaps of journalistic experience, with Maitlis herself actually being an ex-BBC News night presenter. Number 4, The Weekly Planet. For nerds, movie lovers, and all the crooks in between, this podcast is essentially an Aussie institution at this point. Hosted by James Mr. Sunday Movies Clement and Nick Mason, this podcast has been going on for over a decade. Originally focusing on more Marvel, DC, and Star Wars content, these days the show gives attention to everything from film, TV, and comic book industries. If you enjoy listening to podcasts as if you're listening to some of your mates having a chat, then this is the perfect podcast for you. Number 5. Everything is content. Alright, picture this. Your favourite online rabbit holes, but in podcast form. Everything is Content is where Beth McCall, Ruchira Sharma, and Anoni take all those wild internet trends, celebrity dramas, and pop culture explosions and turn them into seriously fun chats. They're basically your guides to decoding why that viral TikTok blew up, how a movie grew in cultural importance, or what that crazy reality TV moment really means. So if you love dissecting the internet's wildest and wonderful moments with your friends, this podcast is your new happy place. It's also produced by our sister company, Q Podcasts, which reminds me, if you too would like a podcast without the hassle of editing and buying all the equipment, give Q an email at hey@qpodcast.com. Number 6, my dad wrote a porno. Alright, picture this. Your dad decides to write an erotic novel, but not just any novel, but one so spectacularly, hilariously awful, it becomes a global sensation. That's My Dad Wrote a Porno in a nutshell. Jamie Morton bravely reads his dad's masterpiece, Belinda Blinked, whilst his pals, James Cooper and Alice Levine, try and mostly fail to keep it together, which I can't blame them for, really. Think of it as a glorious train wreck of terrible metaphors, baffling plot twists, and the kind of sexy scenes that will make you question everything. It's basically the most gloriously awkward listening experience you will ever have. Number 7. Sliding doors. Have you ever imagined how different your life might be if you took a different route? Maybe turned left instead of right, didn't move to that new town? Well, imagine what-if moments, but host Jenny Becker is now the one spinning the roulette wheel of fate. Expect rapid-fire wit, hilariously absurd scenarios, and that signature Jenny Becker charm as she wonderfully navigates the wonderfully weird consequences of every tiny decision. Basically, if you've ever wanted to know what would happen if pure joyful chaos met the multiverse, this is your podcast. Number 8. Murder, mystery, and makeup. Imagine getting your glam on whilst diving deep into the darkest corners of true crime. That's basically murder, mystery, and makeup. Bailey Sarian serves up chilling tales of serial killers and twisted mysteries, all whilst flawlessly applying her makeup. It's like hanging out with your bestie whilst getting ready for a night out, but instead of gossiping, you're swapping stories of infamous criminals. So grab your favourite palette, settle in, and get ready for a wild ride where beauty meets the beastly. Number 9. The Ricky Gervais Show. An oldie, but a hilarious goldie. In fact, one of the first ever major podcasts. Now, Ricky Gervais can be a pretty polarizing comedian, but don't worry, this podcast consists of 2 other hilarious characters. Stephen Merchant, Gervais's co-creator of The Office, and last but not least, Carl Pilkington, the real main character in this series. Carl's bizarre and outlandish thoughts on life are the real substance of the show. You never quite know what Carl is going to say next, and it makes for hilarious listening. It's so popular, it was even turned into a HBO show starring cartoon versions of the hosts. Number 10. Search engine. Search engine is like that friend who dives headfirst into the internet's wildest rabbit holes, then emerges with the most fascinating stories. PG Voked tackles those burning questions that keep you up at night, like, why are there so many chicken bones on the street? Or, can you cure picky eating? And transforms them into captivating adventures. It's a delightful mix of curiosity, humor, and genuine exploration, where no question is too oddball and every answer is a surprising journey. 11. Otherworld. Do you like a spooky campfire story? Well then, you'll love Otherworld. But instead of toasting marshmallows and hearing about ghosts, you'll be getting mind-bending tales of doppelgangers, glitches in the Matrix, and maybe a few interdimensional hitchhikers. Host Jack Wagner dives deep into the weird and wonderful, interviewing ordinary folks who have had extraordinary encounters. It's basically your brain's amusement park for the unexplained, and you'll come away wondering if your cat is secretly a portal to another dimension. Number 12. Highbrow. Mina Lee's Highbrow podcast is a witty and insightful exploration of online culture, blending fashion, history, internet trends, and academic theory with a healthy dose of skepticism. Think of it as a crash course in cultural analysis. Mina connects seemingly different topics, revealing the hidden depths of everything from viral memes to fast fashion. It's a highly entertaining YouTube essay in audio form, where you'll find yourself questioning everything you thought you knew about the internet. 13. The Louis Theroux Podcast. The Louis Theroux Podcast features Louis Theroux engaging in in-depth and often free-flowing conversations with a diverse range of individuals. Whilst rooted in his signature style of curious and probing inquiry, the podcast format allows for more extended and nuanced explorations of his guests' lives and perspectives. It's a platform where he delves into the complexities of their experiences, covering topics from their careers and personal journeys to contemporary cultural issues. Plus, the range of guest speakers is fantastic. Ranging from A-list actors like Paul Mescal to fan favourites such as Amelia de Moldenberg. Number 14. Oh God, what now? Let's face it, we've all said this whilst looking at the news. Oh God, what now? Is a political podcast produced by Podmasters that delves into the complexities of current events, primarily within the UK political landscape, but also covering global events. The podcast features a panel of journalists, commentators, and comedians who offer analysis, insights, and often humorous takes on the latest political developments. It's known for its frank and often critical examination of political issues, aiming to make sense of what they often refer to as political hell. Number 15. Pitchside. One for the sports fans amongst you. Well, football fans, or soccer if you're American. And wrong. Pitchside is a popular football podcast produced by Fellers Studios, featuring YouTubers Theo Baker, Tom Garrett, and Reeve. The show delivers lively discussions, heated debates, and often outrageous takes on current football events. It's known for its engaging format, which includes watch-alongs and analysis of matches, making it a go-to source for many football fans seeking entertainment and opinionated commentary. Number 16. Origin Story. Origin Story, produced by Podmasters and hosted by Ian Dunt and Dorian Linsky, delves into the often misunderstood histories of prevalent political and societal events. The podcast meticulously examines frequently used terms like woke or centrism, dissecting their origins, evolution, and varying interpretations. Through historical analysis, Dunt and Linsky aim to clarify the true meanings behind these terms. Essentially, it's a show that explores the backstory of words and phrases that are used in political discussions and how those words have changed over time. Number 17. The Rest is History. History lovers, this podcast is for you. The first of the Rest is series, before that joke got incredibly boring. This podcast has gone from strength to strength over the past few years, hosted by Dominic Sandbrook and Tom Holland. Not that one. Each episode dives into a period of history from Roman times to World War II, delivered with a pinch of humor and a lot of sass between the hosts. This podcast makes history fun, in the same vein as Horrible Histories. They also occasionally do a 5-part epic on periods of history that simply can't be covered in one 45-minute episode. A personal favourite was a series where Tom walked Dominic around Roman London, only to find out that most of it now is car parks. Number 18. Serial. Serial is a trailblazer in the true crime genre, telling one story across multiple episodes with investigative depth. Hosted by Sarah Koenig, the first season revisits the 1999 murder of Hae-Min Lee, unraveling the case with new insights and raising critical questions about the conviction. Storytelling feels like you're following the journalist's journey in real time, drawing listeners into the mystery with thorough detail and suspenseful pacing. Number 19. Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy offers a bold, unfiltered take on modern relationships and personal experiences. Originally hosted by Alexandra Cooper and Sophia Franklin, but now solely Cooper, this podcast dives into topics ranging from dating advice to personal anecdotes, all delivered with a candid and hilarious tone. Its frank discussions and relatable content have resonated, making it one of the best podcasts for women seeking honest conversations about life's complexities. Number 20. Dish, hosted by Nick Grimshaw and chef Angela Harnett, offers a unique blend of celebrity interview and culinary exploration. Each episode presents a structured yet relaxed dining experience, where a guest engages in conversation over a meal prepared by Harnett. The podcast is produced with Waitrose and is one of the best examples of a business creating a successful podcast to help advertise their brands. Of course, not every business can get Nick Grimshaw to host, but every business can start an entertaining podcast. Number 21. Real Stories. Ever wondered if truth is stranger than fiction? Real Stories is a show that blurs the line between fact and film, reality and illusion. Every week, hosts Tom and Rowan will each tell a story, and the other must guess if it's a true story or a plot of a film. Prepare for bizarre historical facts, unbelievably true stories, and the occasional cinematic deep cuts. Now, you might recognize Rowan as he is actually a host here at Audio Insider. In fact, let me just check who added this one. Right, yeah. Very modest of you. Number 22, The Almanac of Ireland, produced by RTE and presented by Mahan McGann. is a podcast series that delves into the diverse and captivating aspects of Irish heritage and culture. It covers a wide range of topics from ancient myths and historical practices to natural phenomena and cultural traditions. Mahan McGann's engaging style brings to life often overlooked details of Ireland's rich history, offering listeners a unique and insightful perspective on the country's past and present. Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. Hosted by Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis, this pod is known for its unfiltered and often raunchy humour. The show features free-flowing conversations that can cover a wide array of topics, from current events and social commentary to personal anecdotes and off-the-cuff observations. The long-form episodes frequently include guest comedians, contributing to a lively and often irreverent atmosphere. Number 24, Today in Focus, a daily news podcast produced by The Guardian. Today in Focus aims to provide listeners with a deeper understanding of current events by going beyond the headlines. The podcast features in-depth reporting, insightful analysis, and personal testimonies from journalists and those directly involved with the stories. It covers a wide range of topics, offering a global perspective on the news. A personal favourite was the episodes they covered on the post office scandal in the UK. Fascinating and horrifying. Number 25. No Such Thing as a Fish. No Such Thing as a Fish is a popular weekly podcast produced by the researchers behind BBC's QI television show. In each episode, the hosts Dan, James, Anna, and Andrew share their most interesting and often bizarre facts that they discovered during the week. The podcast is characterized by its blend of humor and trivia, with the hosts engaging in lively discussions and tangents sparked by each fact. It's been going on for so long now too, so there's plenty of content to catch up on and sink your teeth into. So there's our list of 25 of the best podcasts you might not know about. But of course, we know there are plenty more out there. Let us know your picks in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, click subscribe, and ring the bell. Thanks for watching and happy broadcasting.